Good morning. It is the morning break. I am Rob Patz. It is Tuesday. And if you're one of our faithful people, by the way, that doesn't feel right. Let's do like that. There we go. If you're one of our faithful viewers, you realize we weren't around yesterday. We'll talk about that coming up. It's going to be a great show. Looking forward to today. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm super excited just to be back. And of course, Miles Holiday was with me last Wednesday. We talked sports, and he joked about 3 days a week. And for those of you that don't know, and it was a joke, and I love Miles. He's a good, cool dude. But this is part of a bigger process of things I do during a day. My company does and helps ministries and individuals and businesses create television, radio, podcasts, all that kind of neat stuff. And it's just humbling to do all the neat things I get to do. Besides that, my wife and I own a Christian television network called Abundant TV, which we talk about a lot here on the morning break. It is amazing to be here. A lot to talk about on today's show. It's going to be fun. And first and foremost, we have to get the elephant out of the room. Seattle Mariners go down. They looked good. Those first couple games, and they looked amazing. After that point, though, amazing left and mediocre came in, and that's okay. Hey, listen, we weren't expected to do as good as we did. Great season for Seattle, and being a Seattle Mariner fan as long as I have been, and for a good part of my life, I want to say it was amazing. Yes, does it hurt not to make it to the World Series? Of course. I think that was kind of the goal. And where that team goes from here, I think is going to be kind of interesting. A lot of young talent, but also some guys on there that are older gentlemen. And where does this team go forward? And how does the structure look in Seattle? And the interesting thing I want to talk about here, and this is kind of, man, one of those life topics, but ties into sports, is expectations versus reality. Expectations is everybody wants to go to the World Series. There are only two teams in the World Series, and that's Toronto Blue Jays and the LA Dodgers. I'll give you my quick prediction, by the way, wearing my LA Dodger blue, not to be confused with the blue of the Toronto Blue Jays or the blue of the Seattle Mariners, which it's definitely not. It's probably closer to the Dodgers blue color. My prediction for the World Series, we'll start off there today. My prediction for the World Series is the Dodgers in 5. It's going to be a gentleman's sweep. I think Toronto wins one game somewhere. But LA is just, they're stacked. I mean, they're a great team. So we get through that, and I can safely now tell you that I don't have to follow baseball. I don't have to refresh if I'm out. I have to refresh my screen every 10 seconds if I can't watch. And it's interesting. It was an interesting season. Again, a season that they didn't hold a huge amount of hope for. And it was, they were picked kind of to be a middle team. Cal Raleigh, I mean, hits was a total, I think, 60 regular season, and I think 4 during the playoffs. So we had a 64 home run season. Here's the reality: if you're an athlete, you probably realize this. You're going to have seasons like that, and you're not going to have it every year. Is not going to. Cal's not going to be doing that again next year. Now you hope he does 40, 45 home runs again next year and continues. But tough stuff, good stuff for the Seattle Seahawks, though. That game just about gave me a heart attack during parts of it. Man, the Seahawks looked rough in certain areas. They need to clean up the passing game. interceptions. Good night, Sam. Sam Darnold did great, and and again, not going to. I don't think that the one interception was on him. So, but a tough game for them. It was not as close as the final score. Seahawks win. That is great for us, Seattle fans. Detroit too. How about that? Dan Campbell. I've talked about this a lot. I would play for Dan. Heck, if I was half in shape as I used to be, I would go try out for the Lions. Not that I'd make it, but I'd go try out because I just love to be around Dan Campbell. He's the kind of guy that he isn't scared of anybody or anything. No moment's too big. Last night they beat the Buccaneers, and Baker Mayfield, who I am a fan of, looked average. And again, I mean, dude's without pretty much his whole offensive. I mean, you're without your starting running back. You're without a couple of good receivers that are on the team. It's a tough time right now to be a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan. But with Baker Mayfield, there's always hope, and I think that's the case. There's something about leaders that are like that, like Baker. He's matured into a leader, and that's kind of one of the neat things that happens is he matured into a leader. Really got to be, I think fantastic. I'm happy for Baker. So those are a couple things. By the way, 7 Weeks Coffee is in my cup. It's 7 Weeks Coffee. Go to 7weekscoffee.com. Use the promo code ATV10. Now listen to me here. If you're one of those people that have never tried a short batch roast coffee, you don't even know what it really means. What it means is these are premium coffee beans that are picked. They're packaged into a short roast coffee. It is incredible. I get the whole bean. You can get it in ground or in K-Cup. I've not tried the K-Cup and I've not tried the ground. I like the interaction with my coffee in the morning and making that cool grinding sound. I don't know. That's just me. I like it. It's crazy but true. That's one of my things. I love being able to grind my coffee, do that kind of stuff. Some neat things coming up. Hey, tonight, listen, I want to tell you this before we go to break. Tonight is a brand new Robin Kristen show. We premiere season 4 of the Robin Kristen show. And it's always fun because we're baking. Plus, we've got a great interview. Kate Angelo is going to be on the show tonight talking about her new book. And so it's going to be a lot of fun. So join us tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time. If you don't have the app, you should go to your favorite store, whether that's Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, or the Apple Store or Apple. What is it called? Anyway, it's where you get your app for. Anyway, so you got those things. Download it tonight, 8 p.m. It's going to be a great show. It really was. It was funny. People say, so like, what's your best when you guys do this? What's the most fun? This show is there's a segment in this about cooking. I love cooking. To me, that is awesome. Not that I can do that, but then my wife does, and then I get to eat it. So that's the cool part about that. Hey, listen, when we come back, we got more. We're going to talk about some things that are going on in the world. The reason you didn't see the show yesterday and all kinds of stuff like that after this break.
Behind every precious life, there was a choice. Behind every family moment, behind every special memory, there was a choice. A life of joy. A life that is beautifully and wonderfully made. At 7 Weeks Coffee, we are funding the pro-life movement, one cup at a time. Will you let your coffee serve a greater purpose?
Seven Weeks Coffee. Great folks at 7 Weeks Coffee. 7weekscoffee.com. Use the promo code ATV10 when you order. And again, Amazing coffee. Just one of those things. And I needed the coffee yesterday, and we'll talk about that here in a second. I needed it yesterday in a serious way because I was totally frustrated. So here's the deal. Wake up yesterday. Yesterday morning, actually, I think I woke up even a little early. It was a little after 6. And we started getting for our company, we got a couple of alerts about down systems. And listen, those things happen. If you own apps, if you're in that space and you own apps, you're going to have a problem. They're inevitable. It's going to happen at some point. It usually happens when you're on a trip or something. But yesterday I woke up that morning, and I was getting ready. I was going through some email and stuff, and all of a sudden I started getting warnings about apps and stuff. And so I hopped online and did a quick search, and of course, part of the reason why we weren't on yesterday, the platform that we use, the app that we use as part of Abundant TV, was down because of AWS having their situation. Amazon, and of no fault of their own, it was a situation that is going to happen every now and then, and this for them was kind of a tough experience for a lot of us. Delta was down, the Delta app down for quite a bit of the day, actually, which is super frustrating for travelers. We'll talk about travel coming up in just a little bit, but Uber was down. I know a lot of the apps were down, and I can't think of all of them. I was gonna get a list together of the apps that were down. And the interesting thing that I read last night, of course, because I'm a geek and I get into this kind of stuff, and I want to be able to kind of understand, and I don't. Please do not take this as me going, yeah, I understand how packets work and all this stuff, because my IT people will tell me, hey, listen, this is this packet or whatever it is, and I have no idea. But it tells you one thing: if you're in business, if you're watching right now and you're in business, um there's still a real fragile point out there in what we're doing. You may not think of it, and you may think everything's press and play now, or everything is this way now. It's not. You're not guaranteed to wake up in the morning and have your apps work. Or like us on the TV network yesterday, the apps came right pretty much right back on. The app part, not the live part, which was us doing the show here, but the app part came back on. And when it came back on, it obviously tried to pick up in its scheduled programming. It tried to pick up where it was, and it made a mess. I did not watch it, but I did have somebody reach out to me and go, did you realize that like it was skipping around shows? What it was trying to do was find where it had last been and where it was supposed to be. So for some of our morning programming yesterday, it was like a train wreck. But no, it's interesting. And it comes to a trend that I think we're talking about, and that's kind of one thing I wanted to talk about today is people are, and I don't know how to say this because I don't like using the word unplugged because it's overused and it doesn't really make sense because you're still plugged in even when you're unplugged. But the big trend for people under 35 is unplugging. They want to go to a simpler life. And I think that's interesting because, see, my generation now is the generation of this is super cool. What I'm doing right now, you and I sitting here talking like this with a basic format of being on television from my office would have never been able to be done before. It was not even close. You couldn't have even you could have done something like this 10 years ago, but it would have looked very, very harsh. It would have looked, it would have buffered all the time. It would have because nobody had the system for it. So that's it. We all survived. Last thing in our portfolio of apps and stuff came back online last night. I think it was about 8:15. I got the um, I got the notification that we were back up and fully. And because you have to understand, here's the deal: AWS, I throw no shade at them. You got to get the big guys up first. I mean, you got to get the Deltas of the world, which I know it made a mess for them. You got to get them up first. And I appreciate that. And I'm okay with that. By the way, speaking of Delta Airlines, kind of an interesting thing. And Delta, along with several other airlines, are going to try what are called quiet cabin zones on domestic flights, where you won't be able to have your, and this one's gonna be tough here because, and I've sat next to people like this. Um, you're not gonna be able to have your headphones out. And I find that to be interesting. And you can't talk loud. So it's gonna be kind of the library of the sky. Delta, along with the JetBlue, Virgin, and a few other airlines around the world, getting ready to test this out in 2026. And it's going to be more of a peaceful environment. I don't know how that's going to work. You know, one of the guys that and I love this is one of the guys I read when I read the article about this, said it's going what they're trying to do, and it's kind of interesting. And if you're like me, you probably, well, when I lived on the West Coast, you took a lot of red eye. I took a lot of red eyes. So I would leave, like, uh if I was in Seattle or if I was in California working, I would take a red eye either to Atlanta, New York, wherever I was going after that. And it was tough. You would be, if you were like me, who likes to talk, or likes to be active even at night like that, it was tough because I didn't like the fact that I couldn't feel like I could turn my headphones up, because you had people sleeping around you. And so I'm not sure it's going to work, because when I get on a plane, and this is not in any way to be like a flex or anything like that, but when I get on a plane, unless on a family vacation, it's business. It's um I get the Wi-Fi, and well, now I do with Delta. I get the Wi-Fi, and I get to uh totally just enjoy my time and work as hard as I can. So they're going to try that. So it's going to be interesting to see. Not really sure how that's going to go. I I don't think it's going to go well at all. I mean, if we're going to be honest with each other, here at this point, I who's going to tell? Are you going to tell someone like me? Uh, am I going to tell a lady sitting next to me, or a man sitting next to me, hey, turn your headphones down? I don't think so. I I I don't. I don't know how they thought this was a good idea. Now, okay, so before we go to break, before we before we go to break in my last segment, um, now I am all for, you have to wear headphones. Do not want to listen to you watching some show from the 90s that you downloaded on your iPad. I don't want to hear that, because usually you're like 5 rows behind me. And if you know me personally, I'm then into the story and I'm not getting any work done, or I'm not sleeping, or I'm not doing whatever, or I'm not even paying attention to the person next to me if they're talking, because I'm hearing that. So I want you to wear your headphones when you downloaded a whole bunch of stuff from Netflix and are watching it on online. Okay. So I'm with that. I'm just not sure about this whole asking people to turn their headphones down. Does it seem kind of, who's who's policing this? And I feel for the flight attendants. Are you going to go up there and go, Mr. Jones, I need you to turn your headphones down? Well, they're in my ears. Yes, but other people are hearing the peripheral noise. That's going to go well, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to go super well. Anyway, when we come back, we're going to talk. We got a few more things to talk about on this special edition of the morning break. We'll do that after this.
Social media today is noisy, divided, and too often hostile to Christian values, a place where truth is twisted and faith is often silenced. What if there was a place for believers where you could share your story, grow in your faith, and be encouraged every day? Introducing Acts Social, the #1 Christ-centered social platform built to unite Christians worldwide in truth, hope, and love. Share your faith openly. Discover powerful, uplifting content. Join prayer groups. Encourage others. Find news and events from a biblical worldview all in one place. And do it all free from big tech censorship, invasive tracking, and endless ads. Because the body of Christ was never meant to be scattered. It was meant to be together, every day, everywhere. ActsSocial.com, the fastest growing platform for Christ-centered connection. Join us and be part of something eternal.
Hey, want to talk about the great folks at Acts Social? ActsSocial.com. That's ACTS social.com. And hey, listen, super cool. Listen, I know, and we all are, and today being a special show, I have a little more time. You and I both know that there are times on social media where you may feel attacked. You may feel like, man, nobody believes like I do. It's a great website, actsocial.com, actsocial.com, ACTSsocial.com. And when you sign up, I guess they ask in the referral, put either Abundant TV or put my name, and then come and follow Kristen and I on there and join what is currently, and you need to join so that you can help me do this, because I'm ultra competitive. Fastest growing group on Act Social is the Abundant group. And another thing I wanted to talk about, and it was brought up to me this morning, and I haven't had a chance to update you. Chris and I getting ready to do an online Bible study. If you're interested in being a part of that, you can contact me here on social media or through the app if you're watching on Abundant TV. So you can do that either way and get signed up. We're going to start groups. We've got some things going on. We've got men's groups, women's groups, mixed groups. We're going to do it all. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we've got some ideas for that coming up. You imagine 93 in Phoenix today. They do not know what fall is. Fall here, though. I was going to give you my Ohio update. We are definitely at a point now where it's starting to feel like fall. This morning, woke up and it was low 40s. Yep. Well, welcome. But okay, so if you're a dude, so after work yesterday changed, we had to go to the grocery store. It's like optimum season, and we don't talk enough about this. I was wearing a hoodie because it was cold. So as I said, if you're just getting tuning in, story is after work, we have to go to the store. So I put on a hoodie and a pair of shorts. It's like the best time of year. You can still wear your shorts. I try to get to November, just in case you're wondering. I try to get to November 1st is always my goal, to wear shorts until November 1st. And so that was it. And so I wore a hoodie and shorts yesterday. It felt great. And so, yes, you can find out things like that, because I think I posted about that on Act Social. Go to actsocial.com. And when they ask you for a referral, put either my name in or the ATV situation. By the way, today is Back to the Future Day. And this was kind of interesting because I at first I didn't get what they were talking about. So Back to the Future Day, Michael J. Fox, great movie. Of course, I was a kid when Back to the Future came out. Now they came up with Back to the Future Day when the second one came out. So today is Back to the Future Day. I have a couple pictures with DeLoreans. I should definitely post one of those. A car junkie by nature. So I love a good, um, I love a good cool car like a DeLorean. By the way, so that's that. Now, so we talked about the whole travel thing and kind of today travel show type feel to it. And I don't know why, but I very much am fascinated by travel. I get to travel a lot, and Lord has blessed me to be able to do that for work and for fun. And the interesting thing, and this is the question of the day, and you can put comments in if you're watching on social media. I put comments in about this. Do you like to stay at a chain hotel, a brand hotel, or would you rather stay at a boutique hotel? Boutique hotels growing in the U.S. It's the fastest segment of hotels in the United States, and it's hot when brands like Hilton and all the other ones, Marriott, all create a boutique looking hotel, which and even IMG uh has some boutique hotels in their portfolio, but that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the real fact that people really love boutique hotels. And it's interesting, and a lot of the study done on this, and I think this is really kind of eh, very indicative of where we're going as a society as far as marketing and stuff. People want to feel important in their travel. And I look at this, and it was interesting because like there's these independent hotels, a lot of them will bring in live music. And so where you have breakfast in the morning, you're also then that's the same place they're doing live music, they're doing all kinds of stuff. They'll have walking tours. It is just a different way of going. Now, realizing this, and in fact, actually in the study, it talks about it, that as a traveler, as a business traveler, I don't have time for that. I remember when I first started business travel a long time ago, over 20 years ago, and people would say, "Man, it's so much fun to see, these different towns I got to go to," and I could list off all these great places, and people would be like, "What was this like?" And I'm like, I saw the hotel, the airport, and wherever I was meeting, or whether I was speaking at some place. It was never me getting to explore the town." But it's kind of interesting. We're seeing a lot more of this kind of thing happen, and I encourage it, man. If your business is a situation where you're going somewhere and you can stay, I think it'd be cool. They were talking about Route 66 is seeing a revitalization, and Route 66, by the way, celebrates 150 years next year of existence. Of course, Route 66, very famous, going from Chicago to California. And if you've never done it, by the way, and I get this, there are a lot of people that don't like road trips. You need to at least go down part of Route 66. But places like that really seeing the growth. Man, it's been a crazy good day today. I have enjoyed it. We need to do more of these kinds of shows every once in a while where it's just you and me hanging out, we're talking, getting a chance to do the fun stuff that we do here on the show. If you is this your first time? Most days we do have a guest of some sort on the show, but today we didn't. It was special. Us just getting a chance to hang out and talk. Tomorrow it's Linda Hanson going to be with us, and if you've not view on business, the economy, and the country, you need to do this. So tomorrow we will be doing a great interview with Linda Hanson. Always love talking with Linda. Had a chance to work on some neat projects with Linda over the last couple of years. And so we'll be doing that. It's just a great day. By the way, check out your weather as we get ready to get out of here on this Tuesday, which feels like a Monday for me. Cannot lie to you. Feels like a Monday. Gonna get through that. Seattle Mariners, I'm still adjusting. It was a tough day. It was a tough night last night. We were up 3-1, and I put my phone down, and my wife goes, "What's wrong?" And I said, well, it was 3-1. Now it's 4-3. And it was over at that point. But a great year for the Seattle Mariners. Thanks so much for a great season, guys. And we appreciate people of Seattle and people that are fans of the Mariners appreciate it, man. I got to give a shout out again one more time. 7 Weeks Coffee. I'm on 7 Weeks Coffee. Go to 7weekscoffee.com. Use the promo code ATV10. That's 7 Weeks Coffee. The promo code ATV10. And they do. If you haven't been, go check out their website. Check out what they stand for. We love them so much. Been working with them since March. Love what they do. Also, Axe Social. You need to go there. The world is crazy. It's good to have a place where you and your views are looked at just it's amazing. And I don't want to get too heavy into that because I think we should still be on social media all over. But it's neat to go to a place. It's refreshing. It's kind of like an oasis. ActSocial.com. That's ACTS social.com. An oasis. I bet you they'd be proud of me for coming up with that one. So what? Drop some comments for me. What are you doing there? Or hit me on the app if you're watching live on the Abundant TV app. By the way, join Kristen and I tonight for a brand new Robin Kristen show. Going to be on tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So we're looking forward to that. Join us, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's been another day, and you have been here for the morning break.